Hello Facebook friends and happy Sunday. I hope you are all well today. I am jumping on today to talk to you about journaling and how unbelievably powerful it can be. I'm going to give you some top tips on how you can get started, because you can 100% start today and it doesn't have to be a October 21st. Here is my day's journal. It doesn't look like that. Well, it doesn't for me anyway. So I'm going to give you some top tips on it, and if you have any questions, then drop them in the comments box. And if you do journal or don't journal and want to know more about it, then let me know where you're watching from, and if you're catching this replay back later, then let me know. I'm just going to share this across to my other page so I can give the guys over there something to watch if they jump on. I've had quite a few questions on this, and I think it's so unbelievably powerful, the benefits of journaling. And not a lot of people do it, and they're afraid to do it, fear of judgment, that someone will find it and what will they think if they find it, which I know does come up for people. So how you can journal, do it. Da, da, da. Try and inspire. That's saved, that's saved, that's saved. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, so if anyone has any questions, like I said, drop them in the comments box. Let me know where you're watching from. This is a really powerful session on journaling because 100% I believe this has changed my life completely. It changed my mindset, it changes the way I look at things, all by a pen and piece of paper, because you are your own coach. And whether you hire somebody to help you, you can discover so much by just writing. And I have so many journals. Like, this is the one I'm currently on. It's almost finished. And I love the ones with inspirational quotes on the front. Dare to create a life you love. Just a simple one. Notes. I've got this one, which I filled up whilst I was traveling last year. And I will fill about six a year, I think, if not more. I don't ever limit myself on a daily basis. I find people ask, when is the best time to journal? Either first thing in the morning or last thing at night, whatever is your preference. If you feel you have more energy and it's a good reflection tool of your day, to do it at night. I prefer in the morning, because as soon as I wake up, coffee machine on, of course, that's the first thing that I do. It can just really help me get clarity for my day, clear up any questions that I might have. If I had a bad day the day before or something came up for me, I can really start to uncover it. And that's the biggest thing about journal. It's a self-discovery process, self-reflection, where you can really look at the things that come up for you on a daily basis. How are you feeling? Did you have a really bad day at work? Did you have a bad day with the kids? Did your partner really bother you? And how you can learn more about yourself from that situation, all by writing it down. So the first thing is the fear that comes up when someone wants to start journaling is, what if somebody finds it, and what if I don't like what I write down? The first thing is, the people that are closest to you in the world should respect your privacy enough to not read your journal. If they do, well, hide it, okay? But that says that's more about them, not about you. And it's just thoughts. There's no reality in what comes up in it unless you attach it, or the person reading it does. And they're like, I can't believe you wrote that about me in my journal. And they're like, well, I'm trying to improve our relationship, or I'm trying to uncover more about myself, and this is really helping me to do that. So hide your journal if it bothers you that someone read it, or keep it with you. I've never had that problem. I trust my partner would never want to read it, and if he does, that doesn't bother me at all. He can read it. The second one is fear of what you're going to write down, and being afraid that what you're going to write down won't be nice, or you're like, oh God, that means I'm a terrible person if I write that down. It doesn't. And if you're writing it down on paper, it already means that you're thinking about it. Like, those thoughts are going through your head, and It's important to get them out, because what can happen is when you start to think about something, or maybe you're anxious about something, or something's bothering you, it's like a tumbleweed, and it starts at the top of the hill and it gathers more grass and whatever else it wants to as it's making its way down the mountain. And that is exactly the same as you and your thoughts, because it starts off with one thought that something's going wrong, or you're starting to have a bad day, and then all of a sudden something else goes wrong, and before you know it, there's 50 other things wrong with your day. And maybe you spilt some coffee on your top, and then it's not going right, and then you forget your lunch, and then you get to work, or the kids aren't on time for school, and slowly but surely you've got all these amassed thoughts that then lead to anxiety and overwhelm. So it's just a case of, we're going to get them down on paper so you can get clarity, learn more about yourself, and show up as a better person. I honestly believe that with my journaling practice, it allows me to show up as a better person in the world, for my partner, for my friends. It really does allow me to get clarity on what I think, what I feel, why I feel that way. And it's important that when you start to write down, that you do it with non-judgment. That whatever you write down, it's completely okay. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you've had some terrible thoughts about somebody. That's completely okay. All right? I want you to know that that doesn't mean you're going to act on them. That doesn't mean you're a terrible person. So don't judge yourself for what comes up. Look at it with awareness, like, oh, I was thinking that today, or, oh, that's interesting, that came up. And I'm going to go through 5 different types of journaling techniques with you, which can really help you to get started. So if you don't already journal, or you're looking to develop the practice more, then this will 100% help you. So first of all, get yourself a journal. Buy a journal that you love. I mean, this is my newest one. It's got really fine lines because I do write a lot. So I want to make sure that there's loads of space and that I'm never limited with like a tiny little notebook. But if that serves you, then 100% get a small notebook, or staple some pieces of paper together, or just use a notepad, whatever feels right to you. I feel that with my journaling, because they're special thoughts, sometimes it's important that they're treasured in a memory. I don't always keep all my journals. Sometimes I just throw them away. I know lots of people keep boxes of them, but because I travel a lot and move around a lot, that isn't always an option. And I remember last year, I think I filled 3 whilst traveling. We were away for 11 months, and I would just throw them in the bin. And I often thought, I wonder what somebody would think if they read them. That would be really interesting. But I was in South America, so the likelihood is that they wouldn't have been able to read it. But if they did, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't have my name on it or anything. And even if it did, that's completely okay with me, because I've detached judgment from whatever I write down, and it really does allow me to show up as a better person. So I can see there are a couple of people watching. Give me a love heart, give me a like if you're watching this, or if you're catching the replay back later. Do leave me a comment and let me know. It allows more people to see the live stream if you're commenting on it or if you're liking it. So more people can be empowered with this and really start to implement a journaling practice if it's not something that they do. Because we're never taught this sort of thing at school. Like, I wrote a post yesterday or today about how self-love, self-care, all these sorts of practices, nobody gives you a lesson at school with how to do them. No, you're taught science and maths and pie. Who uses that, right? Seriously, who uses pie? But these sorts of practices, I believe, are so powerful, not just for men, but for women as well. And also, they are really, really powerful for your children. Like, for your children to implement a journaling practice from a young age forms that habit that can last them a lifetime. And our kids are challenged so much as it is, like in life, social media, society. It's better that they've got skills that they can use. But if you're doing this now, then I applaud you, because I only started journaling maybe about 4 years ago, but it didn't become a really consistent practice and the number one tool in my toolbox until probably 12, 18 months ago. And I can honestly say it's changed my life. So I'm going to dive in now. I'm going to start talking about the different types of journaling that you can start off with. If you're unsure, I'll give you some questions that you can ask yourself. First step, buy yourself a nice journal. Make sure it means something to you. You know, this is going to hold your thoughts and really allow you to show up as a better person. So make sure it's a nice one. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Thanks for the love heart. Okay, so free journaling. This is the first one I'll cover off because this is often what I do when I get up in the morning. And the first thing I might write is, had a great sleep last night, or this came up for me yesterday. How am I feeling? Oh, I feel quite good today. Or I might just see what comes up. I'm big on like tuning into my intuition and what comes up with me from that place. So just you might ask yourself, what do I want to write about today? What do I want to write about? And see what comes up for you. Don't be too focused on all the million thoughts that come up when you start journaling. Oh, what about this? And what about that? And what about that? Just take a breath and just like tune into your heart and just listen and be like, oh, that came up. And something might just spring to you, which is like, oh, I need to write about that. Or I love free journaling because it gives you just that space and capacity to just go, to just write whatever you like. You know, you might put, had an amazing day yesterday. It felt so good to be surrounded by such and such a people, or something's going really well at work, had a great conversation with a friend, or I went and sat and had a great coffee with somebody. Whatever it might be that comes up for you, write it down. Just get it out. Sometimes we can live up here way too much, like way too many thoughts going on, between 50 and 70,000 a day. Okay, and a lot of them are repeated thoughts, the same ones coming up over and over again, which you can get out and gain so much clarity on. So that's free journaling, where you just sit and write whatever comes up for you, whatever comes up for you from your day. So you can really start to reflect on it, and you can look back, you can write the date if you like, and you can look back and be like, oh, well, that's how I was feeling on that day, and this is what came up for me then. And throughout the year, you may notice a difference, especially if you're doing self-development work that really allows you to see what is possible and how much you can grow internally for yourself, because you are your biggest coach and you're your biggest champion, you're your own best friend, and you can really get so much out of writing it down. So that's the first one, free journaling. The next one is past journaling, and I found this really powerful in overcoming things that happened, maybe something that's happened to you in your life, or you're really struggling to let go of that would be an ambulance. You're really struggling to let go of something, maybe an argument with a friend that happened, maybe you're struggling to forgive a parent, or maybe you went through something traumatic in your life and it's really sitting heavy on you. Maybe you've even had therapy for it and it's not helped, or you don't feel like you've overcome it yet. Then you can journal on your past. So you can always write down, how did I feel in that situation? Okay, start to tune into the emotions that come up for you. So when I was 13, I was bullied, and I used to write about how that made me feel in that moment, and I felt quite alone. I felt victimized, and I used to write down like what had come up for me. And then you can ask yourself, but what's the deeper lesson in that situation? So if you've got a past situation, you can start to uncover for yourself where the lessons and learnings are in that specific situation. Because, you know, I'm a huge believer that everything happens for a reason. And some people are like, yeah, but what's the reason? Well, you can find that out. You can find out what the lessons are in any situation for yourself by journaling, uncovering it. Okay, I'm really struggling to let go of this situation with my mum, or this situation with my friend or my boss, and then start to write, okay, what is the situation? What are the emotions that are coming up for you in that situation? Is it anger? Is it sadness? And then you can say, what is the deeper lesson? And how can you release that now? How can you overcome this for yourself? And just be really open-minded to what comes up. It might just say to you, you need to forgive them, or you need to reach out to your friend. What would help you heal yourself in that situation, not them? Because I don't believe you need to forgive people. I believe that in order to forgive, there needs to be blame. And if you can take ownership for your part in any situation, learn the lessons from it and be better, like show up as a better version of yourself, that'll help you in every area of your life, not just your relationships, but your career, your relationship with yourself can 100% improve too. So just explore it, right? What comes up? What would it take for you to move past that situation now? What is it really trying to teach you? Why do you feel you can't let go of it? What is it that you're holding on to? Is there a deeper meaning beneath all of it? There's just a couple of questions you can ask for past journaling. And don't be afraid to feel the emotion. Like, we're so often just scared, well, if I feel sad or if I feel angry, like I'll go in a rage or I'll fall in a heap and I won't be able to get up again. You won't. You will be okay, I promise you that, because feeling into that emotion should last 60 to 90 seconds where you actually just feel it. Now, sometimes the tears might last longer, but if you're feeling sadness towards a specific situation, allow yourself to feel it. Just feel it. Like, don't be afraid to feel emotions, ladies. It's so important. Like, we push it down, we emotionally, we distract ourselves, we keep busy, we do a million things to get distracted from feeling an emotion. But on the other side of feeling that emotion is freedom. Like, so much freedom. It allows you to be a better version of you. It really does allow you to be happier, more at peace, and have better relationship with yourself and with other people. So feel into the emotion and see what it's teaching you. And this might be a discovery process with your past journaling, where you might spend 6 weeks going through a load of different situations that happened to you in your life, but know that that's completely okay. If you're new to this, then explore it, get curious without judgment for yourself. You're learning more about yourself when you get it down on paper than you ever will up here, because you can't make sense of it. You can't gain clarity from a situation when you're in your head too much. Get it out, like brain dump it, brainstorm, write a million words, whatever comes up for you. But it can be super helpful with past journaling to really move through that situation so you can just like leave it where it is in the past. So the next one is a great one, and I love doing this. I do this at the end of every journaling session. So if I start off with my morning journaling, I will always do a positivity and happiness at the end of it. So look at what you're grateful for in your life. If you're having a down day, or you're feeling really sad, or you're just feeling a little bit lost, you might be a little bit frustrated, then go to your journal and write down, what am I grateful for today? 1 to 10 things from that specific day. Because with gratitude, I find some people say, oh, I'm grateful for the roof that's over my head, and I'm grateful to have food on my table. Great, they're awesome, but get specific. Get really clear on what you're grateful for from that day. That specific day can allow you, when you're having a bad day, to see the good, to see what is great about your life, to see what is really positive. So tune into being grateful. I do that every day. You know, even when I'm having a bad day, okay, I still have something to be grateful for, and there still are things in my life that I am really happy about. And really write that down so you can see it, and it will completely shift your energy and just change the way that you feel by just writing down what you are grateful for. So when you're doing your positivity and happiness, what am I grateful for? The next one, which I know all us ladies struggle with sometimes, is, what do I love about me? What do I love about me? What do I love about myself? What am I doing that's so great right now that I really, really love it? Maybe it's that you are super caring and you did something awesome for somebody. Or maybe it's that you have learned more how to give yourself more love and to be more compassionate with yourself. I love myself for that. I love the fact that I'm so caring. You know, get curious about what you love about you, because we need to reflect back to ourselves the mirror that we want to see in our life. So unless you're telling yourself all these amazing things that you love about you, how can you expect somebody else to? How can you expect somebody to love you unconditionally if you're not loving yourself first? Okay, now the self-love is a practice. I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of years hating myself, and it took me a while to start to see the things that I really loved about me. But you can do it. Just start off with 2 or 3. What do you love about me? And each day, really make a commitment to you that you're going to write down what you love about you. Because you are amazing, you are good enough, you are worthy. You just need to find that within you and start to really show up from that place of believing it. You might not believe all of them 100% at first. And I had a client that started this, she went, I wrote what I love about me, but I don't really. So I was like, okay, let's just keep practicing it, all right? Let's just keep practicing those practices. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, keep practicing it. Don't give up. And Eventually, you will start to believe it, okay? I promise you. But do the self-development work. It's so super powerful. So the next one, when you're doing your happiness and positivity, is I am proud of me because. I am proud of me because I got my driver's license. Yay, go me! I'm proud of me because I faced this challenge and I really overcame it and I didn't get angry. I'm proud of me because I still show up despite challenges I've been through. You know, what are you proud of you for? Like, it makes me want to well up just talking about this stuff, because us as women need to do this for ourselves. It's so important and so powerful. So when you're doing your positivity and happiness, you can write what you're grateful for, what you love about you, what you're proud of yourself for. And if there's something area of improvement, I'm going to show up today and do X, Y, and Z, ABC. Today, I'm going to make the reserve that I won't buy into my negativity. I'm not going to buy into the negative thoughts. I'm just going to choose. I'm going to choose today and make a commitment to you. You can do that, and it really will give you more energy, more motivation to show up for yourself. The positivity and happiness, you can just start with that. That's a great place to start with your journaling, because if you're going through a bad time, or you find that you are anxious or depressed or living in that space where you're not 100% happy, then do the positivity and happiness and just commit to yourself. Make a commitment to what you're going to do for the next 7 days. And I want to hear from you. Put it in the comments box, your journaling progress for the next 7 days, because I'm doing this free because everyone should be doing it. It's a pen and paper. It doesn't cost any, well, okay, it does cost something, but it's just you and your thoughts. It doesn't cost a really expensive coaching program. It doesn't cost a psychologist fee. This is you, and you are your biggest champion, and you can achieve anything that you want by using one of these. Okay, so the next one is future projection, vision, and dreams. So this comes into manifestation a little bit as well, but it's a case of writing out the future you. I'm gonna have to have a drink. Gosh, I've been talking for 20 minutes. Write out a future you, or write out a vision and a dream. And don't just put, in 5 years, I will be running a marathon, I will be in the job that I love, I'll have $500,000 in the bank. That's not a real commitment to a vision or a dream, because you have to actually feel into it. When I do this task, I write that I will be waking up and I'll be just walking down to the beach, or I'll be in the mountains just journaling, and just really feel into what a dream day or a dream life would look like for you. Or if there's something that you're working on, maybe it's having a baby, or maybe it's that you're aiming to go for another job and change career or study. Write how it feels in that moment to be living from that place. This can get you really excited. When you do your future projection or your vision, it can really inspire you. It can get you motivated to take action for you by getting clear on exactly what it is that you want and what it is that you want to feel like when you're there. So I want to feel enlightened. I want to feel empowered. I want to feel happier than I already do. I want to have so much energy every day. Whatever it might be, write that down that's relative to you, because this is important. It shouldn't be somebody else's vision and dream for you. It should be your own. So make sure that it's relative to you. So that's the future journaling. And the last one is uncovering more about yourself and finding clarity. So this one can be used in everyday situations. So if you have come across a situation, or you're anxious, or you've had an argument with somebody, or you've had a terrible day at work, or your kids aren't well behaved, or something's happened that's sent you in a spiral, that's made you feel anxious, or it's made you feel like shit, and you want to change it, then start to figure out more about yourself, learn more about you, and uncover it. Okay, write down the situation. This is a situation. What was the emotion you felt? How did you show up when that situation happened? Did you go within? Did you just go, I can't deal with this? Did you get anxious? Did you get annoyed? Did you get upset? Did you just start crying? And just write that down. Don't judge yourself, okay? You're not don't buy into the situation. You're just gaining clarity on it. And that's really important, because say you've had an argument with somebody and it's reached a point that just left you really annoyed, well, they should have done this, and you're back on two like that, and then you start writing from that place of anger, it's not going to help you. You're doing this to uncover more about yourself. So be patient and look at it with non-judgment, and to learn more about you, not about the person, not about the situation, but to learn more about yourself. So you might write down that a situation has happened and it left you feeling really angry, and just sit with that for a moment. Okay, so this person made me feel angry. Why did I feel angry? Why did that emotion come up for me? And there's always a deeper reason behind. It's never usually about the situation. We think it is. We think that surface level, well, my husband didn't do the dishes, and that's why I'm really angry. But that's not usually the reason, especially not with women that struggle with that, with their husbands not doing things around the house. It's always deeper. There's always a deeper reason. And a lot of it comes down to you don't feel like he supports you, or you feel like he does nothing around the house in general, and you don't feel loved. Like, that's what journaling can give you. So just explore it. Write down, well, I feel like this in that situation. It does this to me. Why am I triggered by that? What is this teaching me about myself? How can I move past this now? You don't need to stay stuck in a feeling and an emotion, especially not anger, because it doesn't serve you. You are not showing up as the best version of yourself for you or for anybody else around you when you are sitting in anger or sitting in a certain emotion, because it's festering. It's like a volcano, and then occasionally it'll just like erupt. And it doesn't need to, okay? You can show up from a place of love by learning what triggers you and approach it with a different communication method that allows you and them to move past it. But you're learning about yourself, what triggers you. You're learning, okay, I get angry in this situation because. What can I do to change that? What do I need to learn to improve that? What do I need to do to show up as a better version of myself so I don't get angry anymore? Because a lot of it is about forgiveness of yourself for the emotion, and understanding that that's okay. Like, it's okay to have felt something if you're allowing yourself to move past it, move through it, and learn from it. So I hope this live stream has helped. I've gone for quite a while today. But journaling, number one tool in my toolbox, 100%, as well as obviously exercise and feeding myself healthy, whole, nutritious food. Journaling comes next. I rarely go a day without doing it. And if I don't do it, I always feel a bit like, oh, I've not got it down today. And if I don't get it done in the morning, then I'll do it at night. So whatever works for you, just start off 10-15 minutes, give yourself that space, stop scrolling. Anyone that says they don't have time to journal is rubbish, okay? There is always time. You just have to be able to see what the value in it is for you. So if you know that you're struggling with situations, or you know that there's something that's bothering you, then this is a really, really important tool that you can help to move past it, move through life better, look at things differently, because you have the power to do that. Nobody, and this is the thing, people can tell you, oh, you just need to get over it, or you just need to let it go. Yeah, how often does that work for us? Never. It doesn't, because it's not that simple, because you need to figure out why you're getting triggered by it so you can move past it and overcome it. So I hope that has helped you all. I hope you have an amazing Sunday. Drop me a comment, please, if you are watching this back. Let me know. And if you have any more questions about journaling or would like to learn some more, then let me know. I am here to support you in any way that I can. And don't forget, life is yours for the taking. So go out there and get it. Bye for now.